What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice & Dragons I'm going to be unboxing Dune Imperium. This is by Direwolf Digital, produced under a license from Legendary Pictures. As you can see, it is based on the new Dune movie that's coming out in 2021. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be out this year, but hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. And the game is designed by Paul Dennen. Now, what will you be doing in Dune Imperium? Well, this is a deck building worker placement game, so everyone will start out with the same deck. Players will be able to select their own unique leaders from the different houses. So there's 2 leaders for each house. After that, you're going to be building your deck and taking alternating turns. So that's really where the mechanic changes. Instead of just playing your hand at once, you're going to have to be more strategic in your decisions as you see how your opponents change the board state. Well, that's enough about the game. I have yet to read the rule book. It is also for 1 to 4 players and plays within 60 to 20 minutes. You will need an app to play the solo mode. Almost forgot to say that. Now, as I usually say on Dice & Dragons, let's take a look at what's in the box. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Dune Imperium. Eager to see what we've got. Now for the moment, this is the only Dune game in our collection, as this one has a solo mode. So not sure how we're going to be doing our review, but you can expect to see a solo one for sure. So we've got the rule book. I do appreciate the layout. Not that much fancy flair, but really like just the look of everything. Laid out very well. Nice, neat, and clean. Like that we've got an icon guide on the back of the rule book. Now, we also do have a space guide to all the different spaces, which is very cool, as well as some instructions for solo and 2-player games. I've got some tokens here, and we definitely have Baron Harkonnen. These look to be player-related tokens, and I'm guessing these are for the factions as well as the Sandworm. We've got these that came with it just to hold the board in place. And I'll probably be keeping those just because I'm always a fan of anything that doesn't take up a lot of room, but helps keep the space neat. So here is the board. We'll take a nice look at it. We've got the different locations. So we've got the different factions as we were talking about. So you can see the Emperor. We then have the Spacing Guild, the Bene Gesserit, and lastly, the Fremen. So definitely different than what you would be getting from the other Dune game that has House Harkonnen and the others. So we've got space for the High Council, the Melange, and then locations on the planet of Dune, Arrakis itself. So let's put that over here. We will move these. We've got this, just a sheet to protect the game, well, the board in transit, which I really do like. Now, I had taken a quick peek and tossed this in here. This was a pre-order bonus card. So we've got Jessica of the Bene Gesserit. If it was not a pre-order bonus card, then they left it out of being included with the game, so they had to add it in. So here we've got our meeples. So just we've got what looks to be our different workers. And we have them 3 workers in the 4 different colors. I'll be putting those gel packs off to the side and chucking them. Not exactly sure what they do, but they're in quite a few board games that we don't want to let this guy run away. Here we've got water tokens, a very important resource on Dune, and then not quite sure what this character is. Could be have to do with the Baron Harkonnen causing havoc. Not quite sure. Still just taking a look at this. I have not taken a peek at the rule book. I'm saying rule book at all. Just took a quick peek into the box in order to put Jessica in there. So we've got some different cubes, 2 different colors, red and gold. Probably tracking some of the different resources. And I did get the upgrade, the miniatures upgrade pack, that unfortunately did not ship with the base game. I'm going to just put everything that I open up in one section here. So as I was saying, it did not ship with the base game, but it will be coming in March. So you can expect to see us take a look at those components. So we've got just some disc tokens. I love the fact that everything's wooden. It's got a real nice feel to it. If you are a fan of Clank, definitely feels like the meeples that are used in that game. And I'm probably going to try to take out less components so I'm not dropping them everywhere. Now we've got the Hex resource, which is orange. I'm guessing this is going to have to do with the spice melange. So very cool. Yeah, dropping them again. It's a little bit annoying having to get rid of these silica packs. And as you can see, we've got two sizes, just like what we had for the circles. Curious as to what the circles actually represent. Got two more packs here. So those tokens that we had in red and gold, I'm guessing have to actually do with the player colors. So here we've got what looks to be some tracking tokens for the 4 different colors, different factions. And lastly, we saw the cubes for the other 2 factions. Here we've got the cubes for the last 2, the blue and green cubes. And I really do like the colors that we're getting on these cubes. Once again, have stuff run away from me. Well, at least I've gotten rid of all of these silica gel packs. So we're taking a look at all the wooden components. We can now move on to the cards themselves. Oh, nice, we've got a tab to get them open. Always love when it's a nice and easy process. Especially as a kid in the house, you don't want plastic falling all over the place. So we got different level conflict cards here. Then we've got the intrigue card. So let's take a look at the intrigue cards first. Allied Armada, if you have a faction alliance, you gain a bonus. Shuffle your discard pile into your deck and then draw a card, I'm guessing. Combat. Bypass protocol. So a lot of this doesn't really mean that much to me since I haven't taken a look at the rules. So we've got skirmish, different values that you're going to get during the different conflicts. So pretty cool stuff. Not sure if I love the layout of these. They are very easy to read and straightforward, but I have to say they are a little bland. Now we only got one bag. I'm not quite sure why there's only one bag here. Probably to put all of these cards in, but I'm going to put all the cards into the bag for the moment. Once I get off camera here, I will go to my giant pile of bags that most gamers have and ensure that we get everything nice and sorted. I'm not so worried about these larger cards banging around in the box a little bit. Well, the smaller ones, I'm sure they're going to topple. But I'm definitely guessing that big bag is for these. Now this is a little tricky to get open, but there we go. So here we have our giant stack of cards. And you can see that there's some for different player counts. Arrakis, 2-player cards. Carthage. You can harvest some spice. Hall of Oratory. Rally the Troops, Wealth, Guild Highliners. These are House Hagal cards. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but if you take a look, you can see a little bit of it over there. I'm guessing this is for the 1- and 2-player games. That's why we've got 1- and 2-player cards. So these will separate out. And here we've got, we have a little bit of a thing that happened right there, I guess, while I was opening up the cards or when it was shipped. Good thing we got card sleeves coming in the future and try not to damage the cards before then. So everything else has the same back. So let's see what we've got here. Different missions, assassinates. This card is trash, although you do different stuff. We got characters like Dr. Yui, Sardaukar Infantry, Wusses compared to the Fremen, Scouts, Imperial Spies. You can trash this card and do an effect. using the voice as a Bene Gesserit card. Initiates, Spacing Guild Administrator. Fremen, we've got Spice Hunters, Spice Smugglers, Arrakis Recruiters. You can see the value. Looks to be what different effects they have. So a lot of this doesn't really mean much to me. Vidican Death Commandos, very cool. So I'll have to see exactly how all this comes together, but you get a good idea as to what you're going to be getting in terms of cards and some of the famous characters from Dune, like the Worm Riders. Through Fear, we've got the Kwisatz Haderach that are going to be in the game. And then there's definitely some that seem to be more generic, which I'm guessing is what you're going to be using to start your deck. Stuff like Arrakis Liaisons, depending on who you are. Spice Must Flow, the ability to fold space, and a lot of them do seem attached to different factions, so I'm curious as to how this is all going to come together. Now here we've got a character, so we're going to peel it on the paper here because it's a little tight and I do not want to damage these. So different characters that we can play as. So Duke Leto Atreides. Now if you're wondering why he's familiar, well, this is Dune Imperium and it is based on the movie license, not the book license. So it does look like Oscar Isaac. So Duke Leto Atreides from House Atreides. We've got Paul Atreides. And they all have different abilities. So let's look at his popularity. Sending an agent to a green space on the board costs you 1 less. Paul Atreides is prescient, so you may look at the top card of your deck anytime. His discipline, well, discipline's his ability. Prudent diplomacy is his, so I'm not sure how these all work, so I won't take too much of a look at them. You can play as Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, so maybe these tokens are related to him. Master Stroke at the start of the game, secretly choose 2 factions. When you deploy 4+ troops to the conflict in a turn, reveal your choices. Gain 1 influence with each. Pretty cool. You can play as the Beast Raban, who kind of looks like Drax the Destroyer because played by Dave Bautista, same actor. So you start the game with additional resources, and his ability is brutality, very fitting. You can play as Hermemnon Thorvald, who was present, but not that present in the books from my memory. At least it's been a while since I've read the original Dune. So, but he's part of the High Council. So we've got Thorvald. You can take a High Council seat. Ariana Thorvald. And House Rachis. Pretty cool. So Count Elbin Rachis, whenever you pay one of the resources for the cost of a board space, it looks like you get a card. You got manufacturing. Very cool. Lots of interesting characters that we see here. I would have thought to maybe see some others, but I guess they're in the deck here. Characters like Cheney, Stilgar. We did see some of the other main characters. So there you have it. You've taken a look at what is in the box for Dune Imperium. So let's get everything up. Lady Jessica tried to sneak away. Put her back in there. Let's get everything nice back in the box, and then I'll be coming back at you with an outro once everything is protected. And let's definitely keep this board from banging around. If this game is as good as everyone's saying, I'm going to want to be keeping it in great condition for a long time to come, especially if the solo mode is as good as I've been hearing. So there you have it. That's our unboxing. Now keep it right here, as I'll be back faster than a space fold. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. So when we do get our review of Dune Imperium out, well, you'll be in the know. Also, down below in the video description, you will find links to all of our social media feeds. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So if you'd like to see some pictures as to what Julie and I may be reviewing in the future, pictures from our plays, pictures from this when we get it to the table, you know where to follow us. And then popping up in front of me, you're going to see links to some of our previously released videos. The one over here is going to take you to our most recent release. And keeping in the theme of the publisher, over here you're going to see a review to one of the Clank games, also by Direwolf Digital. Haven't decided if it's going to be in space or the original. With that being said, don't forget, The spice must flow.